you guys are joining the Navy to travel, joining the Air Force to travel, joining whatever branch to travel, and you're asking me which one travels the most. We're going to dive into that and more. What is up, guys? You're tuning in to Nikki MGTV for another video. As always, you can hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, or down in the comments below. If you have questions, as always, hit the freaking like button. It's like, don't like it. If you're going to click anything, hit subscribe because, jeez, you guys are like anti-subscribers. It's like there's a whole new movement of anti-subscriber that is like paralleling the like increase of anti-vaxxers in the country as well. And I'm just curious, why? Are you going to get a disease? Are you going to spread something? Are you scared you might see my punchable face again? Probably, because I get so many comments about how punchable my face is. Also, I had a really good comment recently. Someone said, do you realize how nasally your voice is? It's kind of annoying but soothing all at the same time. And I was like, my brain cannot handle this backhanded comment. So just subscribe. But anyway, let's dive into the video where I'm going to talk about everything and nothing all at the same time, because I'm going to let you guys know this video is very much not going to even answer what you're probably wondering. So I'm sorry. I really am. Okay, so you're joining the Navy to travel because you see that we go on ships. We go here, there, everywhere. Also, I forgot to mention half a day for all my buddies in Guam. I wore a Guam shirt yesterday. I'm repping a day. You guys love when I wear Guam stuff. If you guys want me to wear more Guam stuff, send it to me. Let me know on Instagram. I will wear it. I'll rock that little island out. Never been stationed there, but I've been there multiple times. And that's part of this video because we're talking about travel. So anyway, yes, if you join the Navy, will you be able to travel? Yes, if you're on a ship. Now, if you're not on a ship, does that mean you absolutely do not travel? Not at all, because this is variable. Now, this is where people get pissed off. So when you're looking at a branch, yes, the Navy does hit ports. We travel, we do all that. This is totally variable based on which ship you're on, where it's going, what the mission is, because those are going to come first before you wanting to pull into port somewhere. You are going to pull into ports that you probably don't ever want to pull into or care to pull into. So, yes, it's cool to travel, but you are not actually just picking. It's not like a vacation. There are some places that are going to be better than others. And to be fair, this is not a true vacation, because even though you're pulled into port, guess what? You still have duty. You still have to stand watches. You're going to have a curfew on some places that you're at. You may require a Liberty Buddy at certain places that you'll be at, or a Battle Buddy, as the Army likes to call it. Army, why do you have to be like that? Stop trying to make everything like war-oriented. We're just trying to make this simple. Liberty Buddy. You're out on Liberty. You have a buddy for Liberty. All right, Battle Buddy. We'll accept your terms, all right? Army, if you're watching this, just change it to Liberty Buddy. Well, anyway, we're going to dive into other branches as well, because like I said, just because you are not on the ship does not mean that you're not going to travel. There are things called planes. They take you other places. I hope you guys know that. I have been on a ship. I went to 4 places to give some backstory. So obviously, I saw that side. Went to Vietnam, Cambodia, Philippines, Guam, Hawaii, and Indonesia. So, but let's get back to other branches. So the Marine Corps, you would think maybe they don't travel a lot. But look at this. They are part of the Navy. I'm sorry, I'm going to mention that again. Jesus, Nikki, why do you keep making reference that the Marine Corps is part of the Navy? Well, guess what, Marines? It's because you are. Just accept it. You got the death grip. We're like your parents, and you're like our little child, and we're like, you're rambunctious, and you're a little bit crazy, but we like you, and we still love you, and we need you, but jeez, you're part of it. So, yes, Marine Corps does ride on boats. I went on a rant there. So a lot of Marines went on boats riding in what's called a Marine Expeditionary Unit, people that are in aviation, people that are part of the infantry side, people that are pogues, people that are not, people that whatever. You can end up on one. Just look at Nava. That was a low blow. I should never say that. Me and Nava are friends. I'm just being funny. I'm a pogue too. But I'm a corpsman, so I kind of get away with that. But whatever. Okay, we're going to dive into this. Also, you got to think about the duty station itself. Okay, so there are duty stations for Navy and Marines and other places. The most predominant one that I always see for the Marine Corps is Japan for overseas. Again, this is like a broad stroke brush of like generalizations, okay? Marine Corps, mainly Japan, from what I have seen. But there are things that Marines can get into, such as MSG, which they go protect embassies and all that kind of stuff. Also, Navy allows stuff. So there's smaller niche things as well that you can travel and do. Now, you're probably saying, Nikki, you have left the Army out. You picked on them, but you didn't bring them up yet, and I'm sorry. All right, we're going to dive into some more about this. There are other places that branches can take you, such as Korea. A lot of times you'll see people in the Air Force talk about Korea, Army talk about Korea. I see more of that than I do in the Navy. There are people that I know that are stationed in Korea that are Navy. So again, very generalizations, but there are small niche things. The chances of you being able to go overseas and travel is very likely if you are in the military. Most people do not make that requirement because they have too much debt, which if you have too much debt to income ratio, they don't want you going overseas. And on top of that, there are people that have medical issues. So going overseas is pretty easy. I will say, just to name a couple places that you can consider going, there's huge Air Force bases in Germany. There's Army bases there. Italy as well, like Naples and Sigonella for the Navy. Aviano Air Base, Air Force. I'm sure there's an Army base somewhere there I'm forgetting right now that I can't think of. There's the Navy and Air Force over at Rota, Spain. There's a place in Portugal. There's people in England that are with the Air Force. There's Poland. There's just so many places. So the travel is there. Yes, being in the Navy, theoretically, you could hit more places, but I would say your ability to travel or which branch should not just be dictated specifically like, oh, Navy goes on ships, they travel the most, because you will have other opportunities to do that as well. I always give my example that I was in Spain. I was not on a ship. I went to 20 countries. I was paying like $80 to fly to Norway round trip from Spain. And then I would pay like a couple $100 for my Airbnb. I paid a little bit for my food, saw some sights, and so I was paying probably about $500, $600 just to go to one country, and I would do that every 4 days off that we had. So I think a lot of people look at the travel in the military specifically as you are being brought from one place where the military needs you to another. Those are obviously some of the best ways to travel because you're not paying for it. But at the same time, a lot of these trips that you take are typically going to include work. So you're going to be working at some point. And even when you are on the ship and you're traveling, keep in mind that you could be underway on a ship, not seeing land for 30 days, 40 days, and then you finally getting like 4 days off. Is that really worth it for you? That's something I want you guys to consider. So obviously, Navy's got a lot of benefits. Army has benefits. Air Force has benefits. All these places have very, very, very similar benefits that they're going to offer. The names of them and how they are executed are very different. I would say if you're looking at a branch basing it on travel, I would say look for experience. If you don't mind being on a ship, go that route. If you don't mind working 30 days straight, you're not getting a day off, but you're going to go party hard when you're in port, maybe see a few ports, and that varies on how often that can be between visits at each port. I don't know, man. There's so much to talk about in this. I'm not going to cover everything. There's no impossible way for me to cover every aspect of this where someone's going to say, I forgot something, and I'm sorry. I did not cover X, Y, or Z, and I really am trying to organize my entire thoughts on this, and maybe you can inspire another video because part 2 might be needed for this. But as always, guys, if you guys can hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, or down in the comments below if you have questions. I love you guys. See you next time.